Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. This is a door frame for my latest stove. You won't see the videos yet up. There's a sneak preview. You'll be able to see how I figured that out. Okay, we got this as square as we can be. I even marked it's a 1/16 of an inch taller than it is wide. But we're squaring it from the outside because this does not have to be exact. This is all going to be cut back so the door opening is bigger, okay? This is going to be, try to bend it in a little bit, because that's a lot of weld to weld in. But if we have to, we'll put a piece of metal in there, you know, filler. It'd be a lot of spot welds, but these are off cabinet doors in your kitchen. When you have the magnets, I saved these. They're like little square washers. And these are the pieces I cut, you know, for the corners. So you see how you can see them down in here. And you can do this on a big scale. If you just build a big stove, you can put all this on a big sheet of plywood, you know, and screw it down with washers and get it all squared up. So everything in miniature can be upscaled. Everything upscaled can be scaled down to miniature. That's what I'm thinking. You know, and I've thought of that. Imagine you lived in a small town, you lived up on a hill, right? Where most people downtown could see up on the hill where your house is. You can put a double wide house, and you can make the front look like a mansion, an old barn or something. It'd be like the old westerns, you know, the storefront was fake, and that was it. It's just the front of the building, and that's it. The facade, there we go. Just one of the weird ideas I get. Anyway, I don't know where it came from. I don't know. Oh, scaling things up and down. Like I said, you can take a big mansion, scale it down, and make a little dollhouse. We all know that. Okay, we're going to go spot weld this, and then we'll be back. Well, we're going to do a spot weld here, and about here. Okay, 2 on each one, and then we'll worry about this later. So we'll go get this spot welded together. It's nice out, about 55 degrees. We'll be back. Hang in there. Okay, it's a little messy, but you're never going to see it. Okay, we spot welded like here, then here on A, just for my reference. Then went back to B and made a big one and tried going back and forth to get it really hot. Because you look at one like this, it may not be holding as much as you think it is. Take it off here and see if it's still square. So it doesn't matter that it's taller than wider. We'll figure out which way to put it on the stove. These will do a little bit of metal working to bend these in so they're all even and squared. We just want the front of this to be square when you look at it. Well, we want the whole thing to be square. We want it to look square. It's just a stove. I built a lot of stuff. My last stove is kind of crooked. It's not perfectly square. When I put them four sides in, I can't tell it without measuring it. So, let's get this all unfastened from here. Okay, there's the back of it. It really burnt that board, didn't it? It stuck them in there. See what you can do with scraps and leftovers? Don't throw away your scraps, even on a very small scale. Okay, we're going to clean this up a little bit. Like I said, it's like 2 5/8 outside square, but taller is 1/16 inch taller. So it's 2 5/8 plus a 16 inch tall. So we'll figure out which way it looks better on the stove. This will be a way bigger hole, so these didn't have to be accurate. One of these is off. It's way off. I don't know how I did that. Something's bent here. Something's bent wrong or something in these. That is a lot of gap to fill, but it's worth it. Except this is not real angle iron. You can tell by how it's curved. That's not real angle iron, not to me. But that's what they had in the store. That's all they had in that width. 3/4 inch, whatever. I think it is. Yeah, it's 3/4 inch. I've got the sticker for it that shows it. Okay, let's get to work. Clean it up a little bit. Okay, we got our fan going. We had it right down here because this is that zinc nasty coated stuff. Give you kind of a, like I said, it'll be a pretty big door. What I say, this is 2.5 inch, like 2 5/8 to the outside. 3 inch would have been too big. So the door opening is going to be, if we can find a ruler, hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, say that's 2.5. The door opening is going to be about 2. Leave a 1/4 inch on either side. I think you can kind of visualize that. I think you can read the numbers on the ruler. Okay, we're going to tell you a story we promised when we were a little baby. So we'll find a way to set the camera down so we don't have to hang on to it when we talk. So, oh, I like my $3 hammer. And I rounded the edge off. See that? That's not sharp. When we do tin work, and don't put lines in it when you hammer it, because you're going to come down like this sometime, not like this. You might be like that, especially on the inside of here. I had to straighten this. I also had to hammer this like this laying down. And like that laying down. So I think you get the idea of why you want a little plate to work on when you do stuff. We'll be right back. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, tell me a story time. My grandpa and grandma lived in Sioux City, Iowa from probably, I can't tell you when, they moved out in the mid-60s. So when they moved, I was probably about 4 years old. But my grandma would watch us when my mom and dad were both at work. And she'd watch over, there would have been just 3 of us the time I was there. Me and my older brother and oldest brother, okay? And they had a big Victorian house, okay? If anybody's ever been to Sioux City, historic 4th Street, I won't give you an exact address, but they only live 1 block away up on 5th, okay? So I remember walking downtown to what's historic 4th Street now, and then going to the west, and I cannot tell you exactly, you have to look it up, where the Kresge department store was. It was in the basement of a big old building. And that's when they had a cop walk to beat. They actually had a big old policeman. That guy's over 6 foot tall. So I remember things like that. And that's in a history book in the city. You can see a picture of them. Anyway, I had pretty big hands when I was a little baby. So I was probably who knows how old, a couple years old. And, you know, your grandma tells them embarrassing stories at Christmas time, family gets together. Well, the one my grandma would tell about me is Jimmy was always getting into everything. Now, my grandma was a real lady. She never cussed. She was a proper lady. Bless her soul. I'm getting all choked up. Anyway, back to the story. Well, she wasn't the kind to be mean to a child, or, you know, she loved us all dearly. You know that. Grandmas are way better. Don't say anything bad about your mom. You know, grandparents are. They went through it. They're more understanding. Okay. And Grandma would say, I could never take him into Kresge's department store down in the women's lingerie department. He was always grabbing the women's undergarments off the shelf. And she goes, I didn't have to slap his hands to get him away from him. And when I was a little kid, I just pictured this story. Imagine me grabbing women's undergarments. Well, we're trying to keep this polite and civil to our family. And my grandma slapping my hand. You know, I know I could have took, in my mind, I know I could take 3 good slaps from my grandma. Because the first one's like, stop that, slap. And the second one would be like, let go, slap. And the third one probably was, you know, the third one was probably darn good slap, and I gave up. So, and she always said, make that Mr. Magoo face. I'll tell you another story about that. I'd scrunch my face up and make a face at her in defiance. So, pretty cocky little kid there, for a little toddler. But, oh boy, what a story to tell. It could have been worse. It could have been a worse story to tell at family time than that. So I've always enjoyed that story. Always getting in everything. And you know when people talk, use their hands, and she'd do it just like always getting everything. Always grabbing it, everything. You know, getting into stuff. So I'll tell you another story someday of how I acted when I was a little toddler just starting to run around. So there you go. That's it. We're done for this week. This is going to be a short video. We're out of here. With this weather getting nice, I want to get working on more stuff. I got yard work to do, so thanks for watching. Look for any pictures I leave you.